Hey guys, what's up? This is Shubhadeep from eGadgets for you, and in this video we will talk about the latest happenings and the latest news that are going around in the Mobile World Congress 2017 that has started yesterday in Barcelona. So let's get started with some of the biggest brands like the Samsung, the Nokia which is making a comeback, and Motorola, or so as to say Lenovo. So let's dig deep and take a look at the handsets that were released by these companies yesterday in the MWC 2017. Let's start with Motorola or Lenovo. The Moto G5 and the Moto G5 Plus has been unveiled yesterday at the MWC 2017. Now, there is some interesting facts with Motorola. What they have said is that the sale of the Moto handsets in worldwide scenarios, India is coming second, and they have laid emphasis on the release of this particular handset in India from March onwards. The Moto G5 and the Moto G5 Plus has some different specifications, but there are some similarities. Starting with the similarities, the Moto G5 and the Moto G5 Plus both will have a fingerprint scanner at the home button itself. Now both will come with Android Nougat 7.0 straight out of the box. Both will support fast charging, also as to say turbo charging also, and both the handset will have Google Assistant. That was something actually restricted to Google Pixels till now, but Moto handset of G5 and G5 Plus is getting the Google Assistant. So that's a great boost, and remains to be seen that how it unveils and how it works in this particular handset as well. Coming to specifications, let's start with Moto G5. There is a variation of 2 gigs of RAM with 16 gigs of internal memory and 32 gigs of internal memory, and a 3 gigs of RAM with 32 GB and 64 GB of internal memory. Now mind you, the price varies as per that. The 2 GB variant with the 16 gigs of internal memory is priced something around 14,000 INR, and the 2 gigs variant with the 32 gigs of internal memory is priced something around 15,000 INR. The price for 3 GB variant with a 32 gigs of internal memory is something around 19,000 INR, whereas the price of a 64 gigs of internal variant with a 3 gigs of RAM is unknown at the moment. Specification wise, the Moto G5 will sport a 5-inch of display. It will come with a full HD display support and will support a resolution of 1920x1080 pixels. It will come with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 chipset powered by a quad-core processor that is clocked at 1.4 GHz. It will come with a 2 gigs and 3 gigs variant as already told, and 16 gigs of 32 gigs of internal memory. Also 64 gigs of variant is also available, but all the handset will be supported by a micro SD card, and it will support up to 128 gigs as well. On our camera front, it will support a 13 megapixel shutter with autofocus, dual LED flash, and a 5 megapixel front camera with a wide angle lens for your selfies. And quite interestingly, both the Moto G5 and the G5 Plus will come with a uni metal body as well. So that is a good addition, and remains to be seen. I hope we'll get this particular handset to make a dedicated video regarding this as well. Now coming to the Moto G5 Plus, it's obviously a bigger variant of the Moto G5, and it will sport a 5.2 inch of screen size with full HD display support and will support a resolution of 1920x1080 pixels. It will have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 chipset coupled with an octa-core processor that is clocked at 2 GHz and will come with a 3 gigs and a 4 gigs variant. The internal memory will also be of 32 gigs or 64 gigs, and the availability will vary as per the regions it is made available to. Now coming to the camera, the Moto G5 Plus will sport a 12 megapixel shooter, but mind you, it will have a focal aperture of f/1.7. It will have dual focus, dual LED flash, and 4K video recording capability. On the front, it will sport a 5 megapixel shooter, again with a wide selfie camera as well to boost your selfies. So both the handsets of G series has a good reputation till now, and again we have to see that how is the performance once we get the devices over here in India as well. Now the next up in this segment is the biggest news, that is Nokia, which is coming with Android handsets, and the devices has been unveiled in the MWC 2017 yesterday. Now Nokia has already started with the Nokia 6 in Chinese market, and yesterday it has confirmed that now it will be available globally as well. In India, it will make its way through in the second quarter of 2017 with a price tag of something around 16,000 INR. Similarly, the Nokia 3 and the Nokia 5 that were unveiled yesterday, it will make its entry in the Indian market at the same time with the Nokia 6 in the quarter 2 of 2017 as well. The Nokia 3 is an entry-level Android smartphone from Nokia and is priced at around 9,800 INR. Similarly, the Nokia 5 is a mid-range device and its price something around 13,500 INR. The Nokia 3, coming to the specifications, actually there is some similarities and dissimilarities. The Nokia 3 will come with Android Nougat of 7.0 straight out of the box, and Nokia 5 will come with Android Nougat 7.1 straight out of the box. Both the handset will have unlimited Google space storage in terms of photos and both will have a single SIM variant and a dual SIM variant as well. Now coming specifically to the Nokia 3, it will sport a 5-inch of screen with HD display. It will support a resolution of 1280 into 720 pixels and have a IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen. It will have a Corning Gorilla Glass protection at the top as well. The Nokia 3 will be powered by a MediaTek MT6737 chipset coupled with a quad-core processor clocked at 1.3 GHz. It will come with 2 gigs of RAM and will have a 16 gigs of internal memory that is expandable with a micro SD card up to 128 gigs. On camera front, it will have a 8 megapixel shooter both at the back as well as at the front. The Nokia 3 will pack a 2650 mAh of battery as well. Now the Nokia 5, it will have a fingerprint scanner at the home button itself, and also it will sport a 5.2 inch of screen with HD display that will support a resolution of 1280 into 720 pixels. Also it will have a IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen and it will have a 2.5T Corning Gorilla Glass protection at the top as well. Now specification wise, this device will run on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 430 chipset. It will come with a 2 gigs of RAM variant and will be available in a 16 gigs of internal memory that is expandable via micro SD card with up to 128 gigs as well. It will have a 13 megapixel shooter at the back and a 5 megapixel shooter at the front. The back camera will obviously have a dual LED flash as well, and it will sport a 3000 mAh of battery to the Nokia 5 itself. So pretty interesting thing. First handset from Nokia with the Android is coming to the market, and that has been unveiled yesterday, and we do look forward to Nokia 3, Nokia 5 and Nokia 6 as well. Again, we have to wait. The flagship model from Nokia is not yet unveiled, and we hope it will be unveiled soon in the MWC 2017 as well. Now coming back to another device from Nokia, the Nokia 3310 reboot model. Yes, the very popular and very famous 3310 model is making a comeback again, and this time they have sport a color screen with 1.5 inch of screen size. The biggest USP of this particular device is that they are coming with 1200 mAh of battery, and which they are stating that it will have a standby capacity of up to 1 month. So that is noteworthy. And obviously the Snake game that was quite popular with the Nokia series at that time, it's making a comeback, but there are tweaks in the UI department of the Snake games as well, and we look forward to that also, that how it holds up and comes along there like that. And its price also around 3500 INR, something like that. So yes, Nokia 3310 is making a comeback, the reboot model, and we do look forward to that as well. So a lot is at stake reputation wise with Nokia, and surely we are waiting to dig our hands in the Nokia handset and see how is the performance and everything with this particular device as well. The next up model is obviously Samsung. Although Samsung is not coming with the Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus series, but they have unveiled the Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 and the Samsung Galaxy Book yesterday in the MWC 2017. Speaking of this tablet variant from Samsung, both will support a S Pen stylus this time, and both are coming with it straight out of the box. And both the tablet of Samsung Galaxy Tab S3 and the Samsung Galaxy Book will support the Pogo keyboard cover as well. But the Pogo cover keyboard comes straight out of the box with the Galaxy Book series only. Now speaking about Galaxy Tab S3, it will come with Android Nougat 7.0 straight out of the box, and it will be powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 chipset and is powered by a quad-core processor with 2 cores clocked at 2.15 GHz and 2 cores clocked at 1.6 GHz. It will come with a 4 gigs of RAM, and the Tab S3 will have a 9.7 inch of screen size with Super AMOLED display and will support a resolution of 2048 into 1536 pixels. It will be coupled with a 4 gigs of RAM as well. Now the Tab S3 will also have a 13 megapixel shooter at the back with autofocus, LED flash, and also will support 4K recording. It will also have a 5 megapixel shooter at the front itself. It will come with a 32 gigs of internal memory and will have the capability to support micro SD card up to 256 GB as well. Now coming to the Samsung Galaxy Book series, it will be running on a Windows 10 platform, and it's the first device with Windows platform to support a S Pen stylus as well. So that is a great boost. Now this particular Galaxy Book is actually a 2-in-1 hybrid device with sporting two different sizes of 10.1 inch of screen and a 12 inch of screen. Both have some dissimilarities as well. The 10.1 inch of screen has a TFT display and it supports Full HD at 1080 into 1920 pixels, whereas the 12 inch of support, it supports a Super AMOLED screen with a Full HD and support a resolution of 2140 into 1460 pixels. Now coming to the Samsung Galaxy Book series with the 10.6 inch of model, it is powered by a dual core 7th generation Intel Core M3 chipset clocked at 2.6 GHz, whereas the 12 inch of Samsung Galaxy Book features a dual core 7th generation with Intel Core i5 processor that is clocked at 3.1 GHz. The 10.6 inch variant comes with 4 GB of RAM in a 64 GB and 128 GB storage models, while the 12 inch variant comes with a 4 GB of RAM with 128 GB and 8 GB of RAM with 256 GB of storage model. The 10.6 inch of Galaxy Book model comes with only 5 megapixel fixed focus webcam, whereas a 12 inch model comes with a 13 megapixel autofocus rear camera and a 5 megapixel webcam. Obviously this particular tablet will come with the Wi-Fi and the LTE models. The availability, pricing, or so as to say any other details regarding these devices has not yet been unveiled from Samsung. So the tablet series has made an entry in the MWC from Samsung itself, and look forward to it that how other devices performing once it comes to our hands as well. So that will be it guys. I hope this video helps, and if it was helpful, please stay subscribed and stay tuned to my channel to get all the updates happening in the MWC 2017. I'll come with all the updates, all the scenarios and all the unveiling as it happens so at MWC as well. That will be it guys. Bye for now.